A class suit is being eyed against those responsible for the 3 recent maritime mishaps in Bataan, according to Department of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla. Last week, 2 motor tankers and 1 motor vessel sank off the waters of Bataan, which caused oil spill in nearby coastal areas. In an interview, Remulla says there was a crime committed in the recent incidents in Bataan.
We're looking into the angle of a class suit already, filed by the fishermen against the owners and others, no, who may be responsible for this. Tuloy-tuloy ang demandahan dito kasi may nakita kami talagang crime dito na ginawa.
According to Remulla, they discovered significant findings pointing out that there was an interconnection among the 3 incidents. The Justice Chief adds these findings are sufficient to file complaints against those responsible for the sunken motor tankers and vessels.
And we have significant findings today, which we will reveal in due time. Yes, definitely. We're not talking about an accident here. We're talking about a crime. A crime was committed against our people and our environment.
On July 25, a motor tanker Terra Nova sank off Limay, Bataan. This was followed by another tanker, the motor tanker Jason Bradley, that capsized due to bad weather on July 27. Meanwhile, the MV Mirola 1, which was carrying diesel oil, also ran aground in shallow waters off the coast of Sicho, Quiapo, Barangay Biaan in Mariveles last July 31, causing the ship to tip over. The Philippine Coast Guard has been closely monitoring the affected areas to seal oil leakages. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources warns the public that fish harvests from areas with oil slicks are unsafe for consumption. According to the agency, fish harvested from areas where oil slicks are observed should be deemed unsafe for human consumption to avoid incidents of food poisoning as a result of ingesting contaminated seafood. The agency says that fish samples collected from Noveleta and Rosario in Cavite showed some degree of tainting with petrochemicals, albeit before any oil slicks were noticed in the area. Meanwhile, fish samples from Tanza, Cavite City, and Naik did not show any signs of petrochemical contamination at the time the samples were taken. According to the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, it is conducting continuous fish sampling in the affected waters of Region 3, Calabarzon Region, and the National Capital Region to determine if fish and other seafood are contaminated. On Wednesday, Cavite Governor John Vic Remulla placed 8 areas in Cavite under a state of calamity after the oil spill from the sunken motor tanker Terra Nova reached the province's coastline. Remulla declared a no-catch and sell zone for all shellfish in the affected coastal areas. Last July 25, a motor tanker Terra Nova was carrying 1.4 million liters of industrial fuel when it capsized and eventually submerged in Bataan. The oil spill spread about 12 to 14 kilometers across Manila Bay on July 27. 11 persons died after a fire broke out in a residential commercial building along Carvajal Street in Binondo, Manila on Friday, August 2. According to the Bureau of Fire Protection, National Capital Region, the first alarm was raised at 7:28 a.m., followed by the second alarm at 8:14 a.m. The fire was declared under control at 9:31 a.m. and extinguished at 10:03 a.m. The Bureau of Fire Protection National Capital Region says the fire allegedly started at the ground floor of a 5-story building with mixed occupancies. The building was reportedly partially damaged with cost amounting to approximately 100,000 pesos. President Bongbong Marcos has appointed Cristina Aldeguer-Roque as the acting secretary of the Department of Trade and Industry. Roque's appointment came after the resignation of former Trade Secretary Alfredo Pascual, which is effective on August 2. In a statement from the Presidential Communications Office, Marcos noted Roque's dedication and leadership in the micro, small, and medium enterprises sector. Prior to being appointed as acting chief of the Department of Trade and Industry, Roque served as the agency's undersecretary for Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development Group. While serving as the undersecretary, Roque oversaw the Bureau of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, the Bureau of Marketing Development and Promotions, the One Town, One Product Program Management Office, and the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program Management Office. Roque effectively replaced Pascual, who resigned to return to the private sector and spend time with his family.